this is Lady Boulay, and welcome back to Black American Lineage. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your thumbs up, and thank you for leaving comments. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. So now, in the political season that we're in, there's a lot of discussion among Black Americans about Republican versus Democrat. Oh, I'm voting for Trump. Oh, I'm not voting for Biden. Oh, the Democrats did that. Oh, the Republicans are that. And so we spend a lot of time discussing which party has been the best or the worst for Black Americans. But there's another discussion to be had in Black America, and that is the fact that neither one of these parties is going to do more for you than you do for yourself. And this brings us to today's headline. Two banks merge to form the largest Black-owned bank in the United States with more than $1 billion in assets. The CEOs of City First Bank in Washington, D.C. and Broadway Federal Bank in Los Angeles have decided to merge to create the largest Black-owned bank and Black-led minority depository institution in the nation with more than $1 billion in combined assets under management and approximately $850 million in total depository institution assets. Now, I'm not sure what all of this language means, except that two Black men, one with the bank in Washington, D.C., and one with the bank in Los Angeles, California, came together to create one bank, and that bank has total assets of more than $1 billion. And that is quite an accomplishment for anybody of any race. So combining these two banks, they say, will increase their ability to lend money for investments in multifamily affordable housing, small businesses, and nonprofit development in financially underserved urban areas while creating a national platform for impact investors. So they are creating this bank so they can help mostly Black people in the inner city get on their feet, help you to get housing, small businesses off the ground, and developing those areas like, these buildings in these inner cities where you see they've been boarded up for years, where there should be a business in those buildings. This is what they say they're doing, which is commendable. Both banks have held a strong financial position as community development financial institutions and have a long-standing history of advancing economic and social equity through the provision of capital in low to moderate income communities. The combined institution will maintain its community development status, requiring it to deploy at least 60% of its lending into low to moderate income communities. That's quite a commitment. Now, what these men know and are willing to invest in is the Black community because they know there is money in the Black community. Sometimes it's just a matter of helping people to understand how credit works and helping them to build their credit so that they will qualify for what they would qualify for if they had good credit. And you can improve your credit rating. And also giving them an opportunity where they never had an opportunity. White banks will give a white person with poor credit and low job status a chance when they won't give a Black person with a long history of work and even have money in their bank, and they still won't extend a loan for them to open a business or expand their business or even buy a house sometimes. But they will help white people. So maybe this is what these Black men are doing, knowing that there is money in the black community, even in poor communities, there's money. Sometimes people just need a helping hand. So this is wonderful. So this bank's goal is to help close funding gaps, which is to say, let black people borrow money where white banks may not let you borrow money. They're going to create jobs, expand critical social services, and spur equitable economic development with a mission to strengthen the overall well-being of poor communities. Since the beginning of 2015, City First Bank and Broadway Federal Bank have collectively deployed over $11 billion combined in loans and investments in their communities. So they have proven that if you invest in these poor black communities, it's beneficial to the bank and to the people in those communities. So they merged these two banks in 2020, and I did an update to see how they're doing, and this is the latest that I got. It says City First Bank is doing well. As of December 31st, 2022, they have total assets of $1.2 billion, total loans of $768 million, and total deposits of $687 million. They also deployed $304 million in capital, with 69% of that dedicated to mission lending. So they are accomplishing what they set out to do. They said they were going to do 60% of community development, but at 69% of mission lending, it seems like they have exceeded their goal. So this is what the saying means when it says, don't talk about it, be about it. So they were about their father's business. These two black men are descendants of slavery, just like the rest of us. But instead of whining and complaining and blaming everything on somebody else, they got up and put their skills to work. And not only have they done well for themselves, but they're doing something to uplift the black American community. So the two distinguished gentlemen behind this bank merger are Wayne Kent Bradshaw and Brian Argrett. As I said before, these are African American descendants of slavery who started at the bottom, went to school, worked, pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, and now they are in the position that they are in. So let's just shout out to Mr. Wayne Kent Bradshaw and Mr. Brian Argrett for their ingenuity, for their tenacity and perseverance, but most of all, for their concern with the black American community, understanding the challenges that we face when we go to these financial institutions to borrow money to build a home, to start a business, to expand our business. For whatever we want to do, we get critiqued and criticized to the nth degree. So shout out to these men for their vision and their foresight and their concern for our community. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.